Good morning, dear students. How are you? I hope that each one of you is fine. So it's midnight now. It's quiet, and I'm following the technique of the ghost to appear after 12, but it's now about to be, the second of midnight. Okay, but you deserve that. You deserve to spend this sleepless night for your sake, as you know. Okay, let's go immediately to the text. Of course, we finish, just to refresh your memory, we finish with the first act in its 5 scenes with your full presentation of the 4 sections of the morning study and 2 sections of the evening one. And now we have Act 2. Okay, also Act 2 includes 5 scenes, and I think that we've examined closely the first scene, or scene number 1, which as you know, we've been introduced with the new characters. Even Sebastian is a new character, though his name is mentioned in the first act. Okay, it's mentioned that we as readers left with him, let me say, to hit himself with a mass in the middle of the sea after the shipwreck, to find then himself on a dolphin's back. This is what we've heard from the captain who saved Viella, his sister. And now we are Shakespeare in this scene kills the suspense inside the readers. So we as readers, we are aware now that Sebastian is still alive and that he saved us his sister. Antonio is mentioned by name as a captain, which is the opposite of the captain who saved Viella. That captain wasn't named by Shakespeare in Twelfth Night, which means that Antonio is an important character. The captain is an important character in this scene to be mentioned by name. This is good. Also, you know that we find as readers that Antonio, within this short period of time that he spent with Sebastian after the latter saved from drowning or from the beach of the sea, now Antonio has, let me say, deep feelings towards Sebastian. It's kind of friendship within a short period of time, and of course we've explained this deeply. And from this scene we've concluded that Sebastian decides to go to all the villages, let me say, or the cities that surround the sea, where where there is a storm, to strike their ship, in order to seek or search or look for his sister, hoping to find her. Okay. Antonio insists to follow Sebastian. Okay, but Sebastian of course refused, and Antonio put 5 choices for Sebastian: either to stay with him for a long time, to give him much time to stay for a long period of time, or to go with him, okay, or to tell him where he is going, or to make him his servant, or if any of the 4 choices cannot be achieved, then he asked him to kill him. Antonio asked Sebastian to murder him. Okay, and of course Sebastian, let me say, chooses the least, which is what he tells him where he is going. Okay, he tells him that I am guiding my steps towards Orsinius' court, which also we as readers became aware that Antonio has many enemies there in Orsino's court, but he will sacrifice himself. He said, let happen what happen, or what may happen, let come what comes, okay, I will go there and follow my friend Sebastian. And I've told you, about, some critics and how do they interpret, this kind of, let me say, deep friendship within a short period of time. Let's go to the next scene. Of course, with the next scene, we have Viella, Malvolio, and at several doors. Of course, when you come to Viella here, Malvolio, we know as readers that Malvolio is sent by whom? He is sent by Olivier, okay, to give Viella a ring, which we as readers, we know that it's not Viella's one, but rather it is tricked by, okay, Olivier, in order to catch Viella, who is now disguised as Cesario, okay. So all characters are deceived actually, and mistaken identities work bad in people's life, especially when people wear the mask. It will affect others, okay, feelings, thoughts, and impressions. Okay, Malvolio here, he said, we're not yet even now with the Countess Olivia. Okay, that this is clear, okay, we're not you even now with the Countess Olivia, okay. Just like when you say, for example, you are still with, Olivia, you're forgetting something here with Olivia, okay. Malvolio immediately in this line, he said, she returns the ring to you, sir. This is what we are after as readers, the image of the ring. So maybe in the exam, if I bring you the image of the ring, you can give it symbolism and what's related to this symbol in the play, the ring. The ring matters here. And even in people's life, when people wear the ring, well, as a matter sometimes of slavery around their necks, okay, it's a ring, it's called a ring, or it's a matter of around their fingers, but this is also, maybe is it another kind of slavery, but in another way. I don't mean it, of course. Sometimes it's symbol of freedom. It depends on the matter. Okay, but maybe things fall apart and the center cannot hold. Okay, then he said, she adds, moreover, that you should put your Lord into a desperate assurance she will none of him. She adds, which means what? That Malvolio said that Olivia adds. Olivia tells me that you here refers to whom? To Viella, Cesario, that you should put your Lord into a desperate assurance. You should tell your Lord, Orsino, that she means here whom? Olivia. Olivia will none of them will not accept him. She has no feelings towards him. Malvolio believes that Olivia has feelings towards him. This is also mistaken identities and mistaken impressions and mistaken feelings, and all people are deceived. And I do remember Olivia's, or let me say Ophelia's words when Hamlet told her, I loved you once, and he said then, I loved you not. When she said, oh, I'm the most deceived. It's very hard to deceive people. This is the cruelest action that man can do, deception, and to deceive people. Nothing hurts more than deception, and nothing hurts more than to deceive others. Okay, and one thing more, that you be never so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless it be to report your lost taking of this. Which means what? There is one condition, that if you want to pay a visit to Olivia's palace, then it's okay, come, and of course you may, receive the justification of Olivia's refusal, let me say, or rejection, okay, of your master's affairs. This is, he was honest here, Malvolio, in moving. This is important. In delivering, let me say, the message of his master. Okay, receive it. So Viella, she took the ring of me. I want none of it. She said she took the ring of me. I want none of it. Of course, Malvolio, that he's trying to tell her that this is yours. For that reason, while Viella's refused to receive the ring, she said, it's not mine, it's not me. But here you will find, okay, sorry for that. Someone just to highlight. Okay, so he throws the ring. He said, it's yours, take it. Take yours. And this is, he throws. If it's worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it. Okay, that he throws. If it's not yours, then leave it. Okay, maybe others will find it, but it's all yours, take it. Okay, he exists. Viella remains alone, and this is one of the most important soliloquies in the play also. It's so profound. Viella said, I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Which means, as readers, we may believe, we expected previously that this is not Viella's ring. We expected, we guessed, but now this is a proof. Now we prove things from the text, from the words. Okay, so she said, I left no ring with her. Shakespeare in Twelfth Night was direct with his readers, and like with Hamlet, for example, I left no ring with her. What means this lady? She picks up the ring that Malvolio, throws the ring. He said, this is yours, take it. Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. I hope that I haven't charmed her. I hope that I haven't deceived her. She made good view of me, indeed so much. Maybe she's attracted of me, of my appearance, indeed so much, of my personality, indeed, that methought her eyes had lost her tongue. And this is one of the good lines to prove that we are in love. Good people, people who are in love, maybe this is one of the signs of that you are in love. When your eyes had lost your tongue, okay, and the tongue stopped to talk and the eyes take the turn. This is something related to Shakespeare to prove that whether which one is more truthful, the language of the eyes or the language of the tongue. Sometimes the eyes speak louder than the tongue. Okay, this is something philosophical concerning the image of love and this in this soliloquy, let me say. For she did speak in stars distractedly. She loves me sure, and this is that he Viella convince and she is confess. Convince, let me say, and confess that Olivia loves her. Sure, she said. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring. Why he sent her none? I am the man, if it be so, as its poor lady, she were better love a dream, because I'm not a man. She believed that I am a man. Poor lady, I am a woman. And this is also an indirect reference of Shakespeare to, let me say, mingle this idea of, let me say, homo relationships. This gender identity, the tendency of man to another man and the tendency of a woman to another woman, But you know that such thoughts at that time were dangerous in Europe, not like nowadays. Now the law protected those tendencies of people, okay, but at that time it was dangerous. But still Shakespeare is there. Even this idea is tackled in an indirect way. So it needs a deep reader, and I can prove it in other lines, but you know that I don't want to talk or to analyze the play from this side, which is disgusting. But we as readers, we have to be objective always. We have to to shed the light on the text objectively, regardless of our traditions and beliefs. We have to free our minds and to accept all the views, to choose what's good, to follow what's good, and to avoid what's bad. This is something related to us. But as for giving ideas and freeing our minds from restrictions and from traditions, in order just to have open minds. Okay. Then he said why he sent her none. Sorry. Poor lady, she were better of a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness. The same here when Hamlet said about his madness, which was also in form of disguise, because we know as readers that he's not mad. Okay, so he said disguise, I see thou, which means that disguise is personified here. Art means are, thou art, which means you are a wickedness, wherein the pregnant enemy does much. And even in Hamlet he said, I wrote it, I wrote it here, look, we don't have chance to take lectures in attendance. He said his madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. His madness is poor Hamlet's enemy, which means what? That my madness becomes my enemy, not my friend. So okay, the same here for her. Olivia she confess that disguise is an act of wickedness, and that it's a pregnant enemy. This is good term, a very good term, pregnant enemy. Okay, how easy it is for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms. This is also a good image. Women's waxen hearts. This is a good image also, which means that women's hearts, are like wax, flexible and weak. Okay, women. I don't remember when he said. It's so brief, Ophelia said in one of the lines at the meeting between her and Hamlet during the prologue of the play within a play. He said, is this a poesy? Is this a prologue or a poesy? She said, yes, my lord, it's so brief. He said, like women's love. Means that, this is also an indirect criticism to women to have waxen hearts, which means that it's flexible. Okay, and not it's fixed like a lighthouse. It's waxen. To say their forms, alas, our frailty is a cause. Now she's talking about her as a woman, not as Cesario, but as a Biella now. Our frailty, we remember that Hamlet said frailty than his woman. Still the term frailty, weakness. Okay? Being weak, fragile and passive. Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made of what? Of frailty, such we be. Look, alas, our frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made of, such we be. And so we be. We are made of weakness. She talks also not, about the psychological side, but also about the physical side, because she said we are created to be weak creatures, and we know that this is the nature of women, that bodily they are weak. Men are created stronger than women physically, but you know that spirituality we are after. We don't live in a jungle. Okay, we live in a world of the law, So women may control things, and the psychological side of women may be better than the physical side of, the psychological side of men, and for that reason we find women to lead. Okay, women can lead always and can arrange things, but the Shakespeare always say here, as if he has this view, traditional view, that women are weak, but he gives another image of women in Twelfth Night. He said, how will this fade? My master loves her dearly, my master Orsino, whom she loves, of course, and I, poor monster. Look, also here we have a paradoxical term like poor monster. Poor, something like weak. Monster, something strong. So we have here a kind of contrast or paradox. Fond, which means love, as much on him, and she mistaken seems to dote on me. Okay, what will become of this, and what's the result then? I love my master, okay, whom he loves her, and now she loves me. It's all mistaken. It's all mistaken. And what will become of this? What will be the end? Am I now in a muddle? I am now in a muddle, she said. She believes that her disguise was her enemy, like harmless madness, wickedness. She used the term wickedness. This is important because in the exam, if I want to bring such question, you have to keep a hawk eye on terminology, because things will be accurate. Okay. As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. And this is also another confession, that she loves her master. And I am a woman, now alas the day. As a man, she said, as I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. Now I am a man. How can my master love me? I'm a man. And as a woman, so he cannot love me. And now I am informed also a man, then this lady wants me, but in fact I am a woman. So I am none of them both. I am none of them both. Now, okay. So in both cases, so it's really mistaken identities can affects people's life. What thiftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time. Then, when she said here in this line, my state is desperate. Sorry, what will become of this? How can this be solved? Then she said, oh, time, thou must entangle this, not I. Which means there is an English proverb which says, time will heal. Leave it for time, and time will heal everything. Okay, so Shakespeare here said it. Oh, time, thou, you, which means time is personified. Here we have an act of personification. Okay, time is personified in one way or another. He said, oh, time, thou must entangle this, not I. Now I am in a muddle, I can't do nothing. Okay, but time will heal. It is too hard to know it for me and I. Okay, she exists, and this is also was a good soliloquy and an important one in Act 2, Scene 2. Thank you so much. We hope to meet in Scene 3. We appreciate that.